Unfortunately, I've moved into the 21st century and I don't have any way to show on this computer any pictures. But so mostly I just wanted to let you ask some questions. But first, before I do that, just kind of give you an update of some of the things that we've been doing this past year. One of our main focuses in the water efficiency project has been to improve our canal facilities, both in making the canals accessible for inspection and for maintenance, as well as to be able to stabilize them and make them more secure with issues we've had throughout the state in canal failures. Some of the projects this last year, many of you probably noticed up on Center Street from on the Timpanogos Canal from Center Street down to the North Lake Creek Channel. That reach of canal with issues that had arisen in the last 4 or 5 years was determined that it needed to be lined or repaired. We chose to concrete line that section, and so that job was completed this spring. Also this spring, we went through on the valley floor on both canals, the Wasatch and Timpanogos Canal, and did some extensive cleaning and reshaping of the canal banks, the interior canal banks, to improve water flow and other things. So some of you may have noticed some of that work. We have been working a little more diligently with some of the service districts and other irrigation companies that are not particularly in the WICWEP to improve water management efficiencies. Some of those Wasatch County's been instrumental in helping us with, whether you know it or not. For example, the development of springs there for some of Beaufontaine and the Triple Crown developments. We were able to, in settling some issues there, able to collect some money from those developments to divert their spring rates and measure those spring rates, put those in the system. So we've added flumes and measuring devices on some of those waters that we deliver. We've also been able to improve some screening structures to better clean the water before it goes into developments. And so we've been working with Twin Creek Special Service District and also some things we've done with North Village to improve some of the delivery facilities that way. One big thing this year that occurred in our office is we had our longtime secretary and face of the water efficiency project. She chose to retire last October and take a lot of her knowledge and experience with her. It's created some challenges for us. We've missed her, but we've also brought in a couple of new people this last year to help us in managing the project. One of those is an operation engineer, Roger Pearson, provides a lot of the operations support and support for the on-farm delivery systems and irrigators in the valley. The other, Paulette Webster, our new administrative assistant, has brought a new face and new life to the front office and takes care of pretty much everything. She's the new boss out there. So yeah, we dropped in and met her, come out and meet her.
She's really nice to talk to versus Devin.
She is. So
Devin just says how high.
One new thing that we are excited about this year is we are launching an online water schedule. It's a map-based program where all those on the east side of the valley here will be able to pull up a map online. You can either punch in your address or click on your parcel, and by doing that you'll be able to pull up your water schedule.
Is that ready to go now? Is that up and going?
It is in our beta version right now. We use it internally to check people and to monitor. We have not put the link up yet, though, through the district's website.
The gal that does that in our Orem office is just had a baby, so we're giving her just a little time to take care of that. A day or two, you know how we are. But yeah,
if you want yours, the ability to check yours and your neighbors, though, just let me know and I will give you the
I
link.
can't do good.
We would,
We love
we're a
you. Please check your neighbors. Make sure your neighbors are honest. Okay, we have some.
That's how we all are.
yeah. We're a little nervous that maybe we'll get too many calls about people's neighbors, but I think it will help people understand and help them. We'll see. Hopefully, if you know your neighbor knows when you're supposed to be watering, it might influence when you're actually watering. So that is one of the new things we'll be doing this year. One of the other challenges we have, of course, is still development impacts along our canals. And those are challenges we'll be dealing with. And several on this, on the council will be working with us on that. We have one actually just today. I had some pretty pictures for you. West Our Gas. Your county staff worked really well with us in making sure that plans protected our canals at this location. Well, after approval, there were some changes made in the plans, and they shifted their location of a retaining wall and a fence, and decided to come cut the toe of the canal bank out. We only gave them 2 conditions on their plans. One was stay away from the canal, the toe of the canal, and put your fence on the easement line, not in the canal. And they agreed to do that. They submitted a plan that showed that. And for some reason later, they modified that plan. They came and cut the toe of the canal. We went and checked it. We had water seeping out of an embankment that had been cut off 6 feet. And not an exciting thing. They're in the act of repairing that currently. Probably right now they're out there still working on it. So that is a challenge, an ongoing challenge. That's all I had. Wish I could have showed you the pictures, but like I said,
What's the story just looking like up in Lake Creek? Your pond?
the lakes in Lake Creek are full or filling, so Witz Reservoir's full. Matter of fact, just last night with the rain, the stream flow exceeded what we could divert and reached the diversion there. So you'll see some water. It just got down to our canals about noon today. So Lake Creek is running high water right now. Probably going to be very short-lived this year, from what Tom showed us. But we did get a few days of high water.
Devin, do you have any estimate of how much water loss we've got yet with the canals?
We do. So we have estimates in different areas from earth line, or just earth sections to clay line and concrete line. And we rate those on a per mile basis, the amount of loss. And it's not, most of the real leaky spots on our 2 canals here on the east side have been repaired.
Are we talking 30% loss?
No, we are less than 10%.
Right.
So no, we are.
And that's probably not counting these new hanging you've done this spring.
Right. Well, those new lines, the upper canal is now about 50, just over 50% either lined or piped with concrete, which our losses are essentially evaporation loss. There's no seepage loss anymore. But our earth, that section still lose 20% if the entire canal was that long. So it's, but we measure it in inches per year, and then that gives us a calculated acre foot amount. But it is less than 10% right now.
Thanks, Devin. Any questions? Appreciate it. Tom, thank you.
Yeah. Remember when you get a water schedule that says your water's off,